Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. My name is Kathya Davis, the host of Sports Talk. We want to thank you for tuning in to this show as I have a fantastic show full of sports lineup for you. We do this every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. We are live on YouTube and Facebook at Love 101 FM Jamaica. And of course, if you'd like to join into the conversation, you can by sending me a WhatsApp message, 876-997-3125. You can also download the Love 101 FM app in the App Store or the Google Play Store, where you can listen to your favorite shows as a podcast. All right, now that we get the business the business out of the way, it's time to talk some sports business. Um, right. So since this week, we would have had the launch of the schoolboy football, which officially begins on September 6th, 2025, which is next week, Saturday. Or no, week after next. So next week, Saturday is the 30th. Schoolboy football begins on September 6th. So that would be the week 2 Saturdays from now. Correct. However, the Jamaica Premier League was also launched this week as well. That was on Thursday night, at the JFF headquarters in Jamaica, in New Kingston, right? And we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Jamaica Premier League, which kicks off tomorrow. We also have a special interview from the CEO of the PFJL lined up for you from that launch. And we will do that at the in the last segment of the show. So you want to stick around, you want to hear, because a lot of questions have been asked regarding the Jamaica Premier League, how people can watch it in terms of the new teams, everything. I promise you will be answered in that interview. So you want to stay for the last segment of the show, where I will go through that will become the Jamaica Premier League segment. Today it's in the fact, so it will now have, again, as you guys know, I mean, for the listeners who have been following the show, once the Jamaica Premier League is on, that the Jamaica Premier League gets a segment. So now that it is back, we've created a segment. I do have a new theme music for that segment as well, which I'm so happy to let you know what's going on, as in terms of that music. And we have some interesting things coming up throughout the season with the Jamaica Premier League. For the Jamaica Premier League, you want to stick and stay for that, because it's gonna get a bit interesting on this show as it relates to that. Yeah, and of course, the schoolboy football updates will also be doing that as well. So I mean, just stick and stay with the family station. Of course, Sports Talk every Saturday at 1 o'clock for your sports updates. All right. So, if the English Premier League is back, then you know what's gonna happen, right? We're gonna kick off things by talking about what's going on in the English Premier League. And yeah, man, if I sound exciting, if I sound excited about the English Premier League, then you guys know what's happening. It means that Kathya's side has won, is winning, and she's happy. They're not losing, so she's happy, and she's happy to talk about her side. But other than that, she's also happy to talk about the other teams who, yeah. Anyways, so we kicked off the second round. The second round of the English Premier League was kicked off yesterday, actually. Chelsea, they played West Ham. They were 5-1 winners over West Ham. Tottenham, they defeated Manchester City early this morning. So some of the Manchester City fans would have woken up to their side being defeated, or get up early to watch your side. I think that's like the worst thing. You wake up early on a Saturday morning when you're trying to get some sleep. You wake up early and you wake up to your side losing. Anyways, right. So Tottenham, they defeated Manchester City 2-0. Burnley, they defeated Sunderland 2-0. Bournemouth were 1-0 winners over Wolves. Wolves ended that game with 10 men. Brentford, they were 1-love winners over Aston Villa. Arsenal, they were 4-love. They are leading Leeds 4-love. It's now 78 minutes gone in that game. And then in tomorrow's games, Everton, they will play Brighton at 8 o'clock. Crystal Palace, they will play Nottingham Forest at 8. Fulham will play Manchester United at 10:30. And Newcastle will play Liverpool at 2 o'clock. All right. And then, the standings, it's just two games played, and not everybody have played two games, but currently it's Tottenham, Arsenal, on 6 points because they have not they've won their first two games. Chelsea, then Manchester City, and then the teams who haven't won as yet. So Manu, they haven't won. They've won one off. They've lost one of one. Wolves, they've started out the season very rough, losing their first two games, such as and so to West Ham. So yeah, in terms of the games coming up next week, so that will begin round 3 of the English Premier League, or actually, yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So Chelsea will play Fulham. That will happen next week, Saturday morning. Manchester United will play Burnley. Tottenham play Bournemouth. Wolves will play Everton. Sunderland will play Brentford. And of course, Leeds will play Newcastle. And then, of course, next week I will tell you the games. I will give you the results of these games, and then I will tell you the games that will come up on Sunday. And then after that, the English Premier League will take its first international break for the season, because if you know and I know that World Cup qualifying will begin or will continue in terms of final round set of qualifying, will continue in earnest or begin in earnest on September 5. So we're also going to be keeping you up to date on that, as Jamaica is looking to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. And so September 9 is our first home game in this final set of qualifications. However, the first World Cup qualifying game in this final round is on September 5, and I believe it is away to Curacao, and then we will play Trinidad at home. But yeah, but obviously closer to the date, I'll give you the details. In terms of football as well, Leon Bailey completed a loan transfer to AS Roma, and then got injured on the first training session. I don't know if it is Leon Bailey just salt? Is he just salt? As in, you get transferred to a team like AS Roma, and then your first training session, you get an injury. Like, if that is not unfortunate, I don't know. In Jamaican terms, would I say him salt, man? Salt bad too? Because, and this is just what, 3 weeks before, or just about 2 to 3 weeks before your country goes into final round of World Cup qualification. Yeah, I don't like that. In other news though, Dujon Richards, because everybody asks, or is asking, I think a lot of persons were asking at the end of last season, what is Whisper doing? Dujon Whisper Richards, what is he doing? Where is he at? What's gonna happen with him? Well, I'm happy to tell you that he is now back playing for Chelsea's youth team, which is, I think they call under 21. I think now they've called it, or they're calling it something else. When I was doing my research, they call that team something else. I just want to tell you exactly what the team is, but it's a team just below the Chelsea's Premier League team. And he would have scored, so he would have played the first game, come on in the first game, and then in the second game of the season, he would have scored. It's the under 21s. That's the team that Dujon Whisper Richards plays for. So he would have come on and scored. So it's good to have him back on the pitch. He spent a lot of time last year, well, since January off pitch because of injury injuries. So it is good to see him back on the pitch and back playing football, back scoring goals as we know he can do. So, good to see him back in that outfit. Of course, we would have also known, well, in terms of seeing goals scored this week by other Jamaicans who are now participating in overseas football. Right. Right. So, it's good to see when know that these footballers, especially those who would have transferred from Cavalier, Richard King and Dwayne Atkinson, right? Busy name slipped me, right? But Dwayne Atkinson would have scored for his new team too this week. A very good goal. So it was good to see. I'm happy when our Jamaican ballers they've transferred now to a new club and they continue to do well for that club. So I'm very, very happy to know that. And of course, we'll keep you posted as to as much as we can about the movements of these footballers and the progress. And of course, we'll have the information of those who will participate in the World Cup qualifying campaign. And we know that by now you'd have known that West Ham would have severed ties. I don't want to say severed ties, but they didn't re-sign and Mikel Antonio. He's now doing commentary, but he is also looking still to saying that he wants to be a part of the World Cup squad, or the World Cup qualifying squad. So we'll see, how that will work out. We'll see in terms of the looking. A lot of persons are looking to see how this new technical director role will work, and there's a lot of things, in terms of football. Just a lot of things to watch, see, all of that. But I promise you guys, I will keep you updated as the news and all the happenings are going on. And of course, we'll talk about some of the interesting transfers that would have happened for the Jamaica Premier League when we get to that segment of the show. But for the meantime, we're up on our first break right here on Sports Talk. We will be right back.
We're making the markets better for you. In the last financial year, more than $100 million was spent on repairs for Sentence Bay, Ocho Rios, Santa Cruz, and the Yalas markets. We completed phase 1 of the new Buff Bay market, and the final phase will be completed before the end of this year. Alexandria and the Spalding markets are set for rehabilitation in this financial year. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development is working to modernize our markets, making them more convenient for doing business. Local government is working for you.
We're in the hurricane season and the hottest time of the year. But no worries, Lanco has you covered. By the way, you're covered with Lanco Cool Guard or Urethanizer roof coating yet? Use Lanco roof coatings to waterproof your roof and also benefit from a cooler home with our advanced Thermoflex technology. Get 10 to 20% discount on Lanco Urethanizer and Cool Guard roof coating island-wide this hurricane season. Lanco, your waterproofing expert.
Celebrate the end of year in style at the Montego Bay Convention Center, where elegance meets excitement in the heart of paradise. Planning a corporate gala, holiday, or New Year's Eve party? This world-class venue is the perfect place to end the year. Book now and get 10% off all rooms for end-of-year events. But hurry, dates are going fast. Montego Bay Convention Center, where it all happens.
The Jamaica Debates Commission presents the General Elections Debates in association with Scotiabank for Every Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, Arc Manufacturing, Water, Lasca Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Here, the two major political parties debate national issues live August 23, 26, and 28 at 9 p.m. It's a political must-listen event. Don't miss the General Elections Debates presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
That's the Jamaica Debates Commission's General Elections Debates. Listen live on Love 101 FM, the family station.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. And of course, we're going to switch gears now from football and we're going to go into some track and field. Earlier this week, we would have had what, two Diamond League meets, one in Lausanne, and they were in Brussels yesterday. Boy, getting old. Right. So had two Diamond Leagues meet since week. We had Lausanne on the 20th and Brussels yesterday. The I know the Brussels Diamond League was a little bit tough. Sorry, the Lausanne Diamond League was a little bit tough because it was raining literally the entire meet. We saw even when for the long jump how hard it was, or when it is that they take off board, when they were going from the takeoff board to into the pit, you could see like the water that would have been gathered into the area. I mean, it was a very rainy day, but it didn't stop some of the performances that we saw. It didn't stop some of the performances that we saw, especially for the Jamaicans. Right. For the Jamaicans, I'll start with the 100 meters hurdles for 100-meter hurdles. In that, we had Akira Nugent. She finished fourth in a time of 12.57 seconds. And seventh, okay, cool. Seventh was Megan Tapper in a time of 13.06. Of course, hurdles and rain don't necessarily work together. The event was won by Nadine Visser of the Netherlands. She clocked a time of 12.45 seconds. And to run 12.45 seconds in rain is just, yeah. I tell you guys, and I think I said it last week and I will continue to say it. This event, the women's 100-meter hurdles, I know persons are talking about other events, the men's 100 meters and the clash between the Americans and the Jamaicans, but let me tell you, if you want to talk about competition and high level of competition, check the women's 100-meter hurdles. You just check it out. Just go onto World Athletics and look at the times, look at where the rankings are, and look to see that these women are running crazy times. And every time they line up, it doesn't matter the eight persons that they put up there, the 8 athletes that they put out there. You are gonna get a fantastic race. And sometimes the race is so hard to call. So I'm just saying, that's the event if somebody were to ask me what event I'm looking forward to, what event I'm looking forward to in the for the upcoming World Championships in Tokyo, yeah, man, it is the women's 100-meter hurdles. Anyways, moving on. Then we had the men's 100 meter, and of course, I'm recapping the Lausanne Diamond League. So Oblique Civil, he finished first again in pouring torrential rain. Oblique was first in 9.87 seconds, beating out American Noah Lyles 10:02, and of course his own Jamaican counterpart Akeem Blake was third in 10:02, given the same time, of course, Noah Lyles winning on hundredth of a second. For Oblique to be running 987 in torrential rain, all right. I think I said this a few weeks ago, but by the time Oblique gets to World Championship, I'm expecting him to run 9-7 lows. That's the time that I'm thinking that he will run. If he goes faster, I will be even happier. But that's the time I'm looking for him to run 9-7 lows, maybe 971 or maybe 970. That's the time. That's the time I'm visioning for for Oblique. I mean, it was a really good race, and I think this is now two times he would have beaten the American Noah Lyles. As I said, this worked two ways. One, in terms of giving Oblique the confidence that he needs. Two, we know how Noah Lyles is. He is pumped up. He is motivated by losing. So we know that he will come good at the World Championship. But I'm not sure if it comes. Yes, it's in the foot race, but if it's just the foot race alone without everything else, I'm sure the Jamaicans will finish. And when I say Jamaicans, I mean Kishane Thompson and Oblique Civil. I won't tell you now who I think is going to win or come second, but I'm sure the Jamaicans will finish ahead of Noah Lyles at the World Championships. Yeah, you heard me say it here. That's my choice. I have to go. I'm an unformed person, so that's what I'm seeing, or that's what I'm hoping that will happen. Let me not say seen. Next thing I can get myself in trouble, but that is what I'm hoping will happen in the men's long jump. As I said, it was a very difficult day for the men's long jump. Jamaican Tajay Gale, he was the best of the two Jamaicans, I can say. Tajay Gale, he leapt to 7.71 meters, while Clara McLeod leapt to 9.67 seconds. It's always good when I see Tajay Gale out in competition, right? Yes, always good to see him out there in competition, and hoping that he continues to stay fit himself, and Kerry continues to stay fit as we head into the World Championships. And then we're gonna skip over to the Brussels Diamond Meet. Actually, I want to go back to Lausanne. I just need to give you some information that I think I'm missing. I think I'm missing one Jamaican participant on that day. Oh, I'm actually not. Okay. All right. So we're going to go now to the Brussels Diamond League, and that one happened yesterday. Yes. So we're going to go to the results of that meet. Of course, we had a few Jamaicans taking part, and we'll now tell you the results. Right. Okay. All right. The results of that. Of course, we know in terms of starting with the high jump, Romain Beckford, he was able to leap to a height of 2.22 meters, finishing third in the men's high jump, 2.22 meters there by Romain Beckford. And then, still in the field, we are with the national champion, 22-year-old. I think is Ralford 21. But Ralford Mullings, formerly of Kingston College, and still think Ralford goes to Arkansas. He won the men's discus in a throw of 69.66 meters, beating, I don't want to say former Jamaican because Jamaican is still on his thing. Roger Stoner was seventh in 65.67 meter. But I mean, Ralford would have defeated a big field in terms of Alenka from Lithuania and Christian Shea and Daniel Stahl, Matthew Denny. Those are the people in this discuss. And this young man rose to the task, right? Wasn't the youngest in the field because I know Anelka is, I think, he, yeah, right. Anelka is was born the same year as well as Ralford Mullins. But yeah, so there we go. Congrats to Ralford Mullins. He has continued his good form from NCAA championships. It's obvious to me that the World Championships was his goal in terms of where he wanted to get to. So it's good to see him winning on the circuit and beating persons who, or beating athletes he will most likely see or be his biggest competitors at the World Championships in Tokyo. He would have also set a national record this week as well, Ralford Mullins. So he's going on really good. We also had Antonio Watson. Antonio was first in the men's 400 meters in a time of 44.89, being his season's best. We know Watson would have struggled with injuries starting the year, so it's good to see him be able to round into form. Of course, he has a ticket to the World Championships, being the defending champion in the men's 400 meters. Yes, so it's good to see him in terms of rounding into some sort of form, and will, I know, put in a good performance as it relates to trying to retain his title or defend his title. And then we had the effervescent Mrs. Shelley and Fraser Price in the women's 100 meters. She was fourth in a time of 11.17 seconds. And she was finished behind the informed athlete, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, she won that event in a time of 10.76. I mean, she runs 10.65, then run 10.76. Melissa Jefferson is just in a class right now all by herself, to be honest with you. Nobody else is running these times, but we know how it is when it gets to championships. You have to run the times in championships too. Antoinette Knight, she finished fourth in the women's 400 meter hurdles in a time of 54.40 seconds. And then we had Akila Smith finishing seventh in the women's triple jump, 13.97 seconds. And Shanika Ricketts finished fourth in a leap of 29 meters. Right. So that's it as it relates to the update from the Diamond Leagues that would have happened this week. When we come back, we're still gonna talk about track and field, because we have also the Pan Am Junior Games update to give you as well. So we're gonna take another break right here on Sports Talk. We will be right back.
Brunswick, tuna the only option. Give me the one thing, no, me no want a fraction. Brunswick tuna, morning, night, or noon. Me say me ready for the action. Brunswick tuna, they on me plate. Now the evening for dinner, now the morning for me breakfast. You can have it anytime, anyway, with couple slices of bread or crackers. What's convenient, taste good and affordable. Brunswick tuna, Brunswick love tuna. Me under the pitney in a school. Chunky Nile, spicy Thai chili, junkin' water. Brunswick tuna, snacking made easy, snacking made tasty, snacking made healthy.
The following message is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Everything and roast
We have a build back. We have a build back. Better than before. Everything them take away. We have a bring back. We have a set it right and restore. Time comes, ease off the pressure. Jamaica can't take no more.
This message was brought to you by the People's National Party.
All registered electors are allowed time off to vote on election day for the February 26th local government election. Under the law, every employer shall permit employees to be absent from work on polling day for 3 hours in addition to the normal lunch hour. This does not apply to employees who begin work at 10 a.m. or after or end work at 2 p.m. or earlier. Remember, time off to vote on election day is your right. That was an important announcement from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
The Jamaica Debates Commission presents the General Elections Debates in association with Scotiabank for Every Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, Arc Manufacturing, Water, Lasco Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Here, the two major political parties debate national issues live August 23, 26, and 28 at 9 p.m. It's a political must-listen event. Don't miss the General Elections Debates presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
That's the Jamaica Debates Commission's General Elections Debates. Listen live on Love 101 FM, the family station.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. We kick off things by talking about the NACAC games that concluded on last Sunday in the Bahamas. Jamaica, they would have finished their medal haul, so 24 medals. That's how we finished the NACAC games, earning 9 gold, 7 silver, and 8 bronze. On Sunday, we would have added a few medals, namely Shanika Ricketts, who would have won the NACAC Games in 2015 and 2018. She leapt to 14.23 meters to claim gold there. And also Nikisha Price, who is the Jamaica 2-time champion. She clocked a time of 49.95 seconds to finish first in the women's 400 meters. Jamaica also participated on the final day, winning 2 of the 3 relays that were contested. The men's 4x4, they won that. They were second in the men's 4x1. Of course, the team of Bovel McPherson, Zandrian Barnes, Delano Kennedy, Rashid McDonald clocked a time of 3 minutes, 2.86 seconds to beat Mexico, who were second in 3 minutes, 5.40 seconds, and Grenada finishing third in 3 minutes, 7.94 seconds. And of course, the team finished second in the men's 4x1, Ashani Smith, Kadrian Golton, Raheem Ford, and Christopher Taylor. They ran a time of 38.53 seconds for silver. They were beat out by Canada, who they set a new championship record in 38.05 seconds to beat Jamaica's record that was set in 2015 of 38.07 seconds. The Bahamas, they were third in that event in 38.57 seconds. And Rashid McDonald, he would have ended second in the men's 400 meters behind Grenada's Kirani James. Rashid, he ran the time of 45.04 seconds. Kirani James ran a season's best time of 44.48 seconds. And of course, that time would have beat Christopher Taylor's record that was set in 2022 of 44.63 seconds. And Raymond Richards finished fifth in the men's high jump with a leap of 2.1 1.18 seconds, and Ladrika Cameron was fifth in the women's shot put with a throw of 17.77 meters. All right, so as I said, Jamaica would have finished the NACAT Games. Want to tell you again, 24 medals, 9 gold, 7 silver, and a bronze. Not to be undone were our junior athletes who would have participated in the 2025 Pan American Games, and that happened in Paraguay. Now, Jamaica finished the 5-day championship with 12 medals, 4 gold, 4 silver, and 4 bronze, right? And of course, we added 3 silver and a bronze on the final day. The 4x4 relay teams, and in terms of the how we got these medals on the final day, the 4x4 relay teams and discus thrower Christopher Young won silver medals, while Chavez Penn, he won bronze in the men's triple jump with 16.44 meters. Right. So I know we also won a championship record in the women's 4x1 team of Serena Cole, Sabrina Dockery, Alana Reed. I'm trying to remember who is the 4th person that I saw on that team. Right. So that's it as it relates to, well, not it, but that's the update as it relates to the Pan Am Games that happened, or Pan Am Junior Games that would have concluded. So NACAT Games, we won 24, and Pan Am Games, we would have won 12 medals. Of course, the NACAC under 23 was cancelled, and so I know our team, in terms of J3s, they had to do a little shifting around with some of the members of the teams, and because one championship was cancelled and some people didn't fit in some of the age groups, it was very interesting. Right. Another set of persons or team that I want to give a shout out to is our Jamaican swimmers, who put on a fantastic performance. And if you listen to the morning watch earlier this week, you would know what I'm talking about. But it's actually the Goodwill Championships that took place last weekend, was it? Yes. Right. So the Goodwill Championships that took place, Jamaica would have ended that championships. 40 swimmers. They represented Jamaica from August 15 to 17. And they ended with an impressive medal haul, which led them second behind Bahamas. And just to give you some information, Jamaica would have ended 4th at the last Goodwill Championships. This time, they were able to be second in terms of the point standing, but in terms of medal haul, they were first. Bahamas, having won more gold than them, ended higher on points. Of course, there were very, very, very good results. Jamaica finished the medal. As I said, the medal table, they finished first with 48 gold, 26 silver, and 27 bronze. And we're talking about our young swimmers who would have been coming up. Right? It's not right. It's they're just below in terms of the getting qualified for the Carifta Games. So, right. Yeah. So, they, just to tell you in terms of the improvement that would have happened for the Jamaica team, Jamaica, they finished second with 1,230 points, behind Bahamas, who they finished first in terms of points, 1,324 points. But listen to this. The last time the Goodwill Championships took place, Jamaica, which was last year, 2024, Jamaica finished those championships 4th with 798 points. That's a massive massive improvement. Jamaica also finished atop the girls' standings with 757 points, ahead of the Bahamas with 663 points, and Trinidad and Tobago with 468 points. On the boys' side, the Jamaican boys, they finished fourth overall with a tally of 325. Bahamas, they won that section with 449 points. Host Barbados were 381 points, and Trinidad finishing third with 374 points. Right? So, and then in terms of the impressive performance from the Jamaicans, we were able to secure a victory in a new championship record in the boys 15-17 200-meter freestyle. So the quartet of Akeem Nicely, Daniel Adel Jandu, Kabuki Thomas, and Nathan Wright, they erased the previous mark that was set in 2022 by Trinidad, 1 minute 38.27 seconds. Jamaica also set a championship record in the girls 11-12 200-meter freestyle relay, where Anna Scarlett, Layla Reed, Leah Page Phillips, and Anna Lisa Cook, they raced to goal in a time of 1 minute 57.71 seconds. And of course, this performance represents Jamaica's strongest ever showing at the Goodwill Swimming Championships, right? And we are hoping that next year, as a team chase down victory, they will be able to not only finish highest on the medal tally, but they will be able to finish highest in terms of points. And of course, we know in terms of a sport like swimming that continues to crave the development in terms of having more pools, even 25-meter Olympic size pools around. I think we don't have enough pools, so we have all these trying to build all these swimmers, but the facilities are not there. So we're hoping that as the time progresses, especially down in the West, there'll be more pools for these athletes to learn to develop their skills and become stronger swimmers, as we want to continue to build. I mean, we don't want the legacy to stop in terms of at Ali Atkinson and the current swimmers who are representing us on the international level. We want this legacy to continue for Jamaica to build on what we've created so far. All right, we're gonna take our third and final break right here on Sports Talk. But when you come back, as I said, we'll have a special interview that we did with the CEO of the PFJL, and we're gonna be talking about some Jamaica Premier League. I'll give you the fixtures and some more information, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
The following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
The Jamaica Labour Party is doing more for your safety. Over the past 9 years, we've delivered the lowest murder rate in 30 years. We've strengthened our police force, and we've delivered landmark programs like the first government-run domestic violence shelters. The JLP is doing more for you, and we're not done yet. Proven results means peace of mind. Choose a safer Jamaica. Put your X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
This message is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Do you have the financing to support a long-term investment program in water? And the answer to that is yes, because we have managed the economy in such a way as to be able to do that. We deliberately make a point of every week either breaking ground, handing over, turning on, not announcing, because it shows you the track record of delivery. So you can have faith in that yes, you don't have it now, but there is a program in place backed by good fiscal management so that it can project the revenues into the future to support the future project. And that's what you want. You want government policy with endurance.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Mandeville, new location for Maxi Home Store, formerly Maxi Department Store. Now having 2 specialized stores in Sovereign Center, 5.5 Caledonia Road, Mandeville. Visit us at our new location, Maxi Home Store for furniture decor, and Axel & Co., which specializes in workwear and casual wear for men and women. See you at our new location, Maxi Home Store and Axel & Co.
Nothing beats the Love 101 September Bonanza. That's 15% off any advertising package. That's more savings, more spots, and more reach for your business. But don't wait. This offer ends September 30. Call us now at 876-968-9596-7 or email sales&marketing@love101.org. Let's grow together. Conditions apply.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. We jump right into what I know. It's not that premiere. You just know that when you hear this music going forward, it means we're going to be talking about the Jamaica Premier League. All right, so we go right into match week 1 of the Jamaica Premier League, which kicks off tomorrow. Chapelton Maroons, they will play Tivoli Gardens at 3 o'clock. Mount Pleasant, they will play Montego Bay United, and that first match is at the Turner's Oval. Mount Pleasant plays Montego Bay United 3 o'clock at Drax Hall. Treasure Beach, 2 newcomers, they will play tomorrow. They will play tomorrow. So Treasure Beach plays Spanish Town Police FC at Steds 3 o'clock. And then there's a doubleheader at Stadium East. Malines United will play Waterhouse at 4 o'clock. At Cavaliers, they will host Harborview at 6:30. And then Monday Night Football at Stadium East, we'll see Dunby Holding taking on Portmore United at 5. And then Racing will play Arnett Gardens at 7:30. As I told you, we did an interview at the Jamaica Premier League launch with the CEO of the PFJL, Mr. Owen Hill. So take a listen. All right, so we're here at the launch of the Jamaica Premier League Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League season 2025-2026. And of course, you guys know I'm here with my favorite person. You guys have been saying it, so I guess I will say it. The CEO of the PFJL, Mr. Owen Hill. Owen, how are you?
Boy, I must tell you, I'm grateful. I'm a little exhausted, but I'm looking forward.
It's another season. You're still the CEO of the PFJL. What are you looking forward to as in your capacity as CEO? What are you looking forward to most this season?
Well, the truth is, I really want for the platforms to be built in such a way that the players get real opportunities, that they develop their talent, and it is exported to the world. So my vision for the whole thing is to create that environment that the players truly get to professionalize what the league looks like, and then financially they're benefiting from it. So I'm looking forward to just giving them that platform and enabling, creating that enabling environment so that they're in a better position at the end of it.
Talking about enabling platform, we have 2 new teams joining the league this season in Treasure Beach and Spanish Town FC. What do you think these teams will bring to the league, because it's Treasure Beach, they're back because they were once in the league. They're back. Spanish Town, this is their first time in the league as it is in this format.
Right.
What do you think the fans can expect from these two clubs?
Well, Treasure Beach definitely would have learned. They saw that, while they dominated in the lower tiers, once you get up to this level, you have to learn pretty quickly. And it's a tactical league, it's a physical league, it's a fast league. The players are at a standard that most people underestimate. So I think Treasure Beach would have learned, and they're excited based on what I've seen. They have a nice little coaching setup. They have some youth players who would have, so they have that experience coming in, and they're still, the only team from St. Elizabeth. So they have that kind of history and legacy behind them. So I think they'll give themselves a good account, I would think. I'm looking forward to seeing them play, especially on a Sunday down by St. Elizabeth. But I'm excited for them. And then Spanish Town, they're raw, they're edgy, they're hungry. I am looking for explosive football. What I don't want for them, it's they get too fast, too far, too quick, and then after some time they're fizzing out because it's a long league.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting them to play good, especially in the first round, and we hope that they learn pretty quickly.
Yeah, we spoke about, well, you spoke about player expansion, and we've seen quite a few of the players from the 2024-2025 season getting opportunities overseas. And I know that's a big part of how PFJL has organized the marketing of the players, and the work that has been done in terms of broadcasting. Unfortunately, we know that the broadcast sponsors, Sportsmax, they're no longer. So how does the PFJL continue to support the players in that? And what can you tell us about the broadcasting sponsors for this year?
What I can tell you is a massive blow. It's a huge blow to our commercial efforts, our professional efforts, because Sportsmax really took the league from just being a regular football game to actually a regional product. The fact that they're out the market, I mean, it leaves a huge gap, but it also leaves opportunity.
Yeah.
So a few companies have stepped up, I can tell you that much. What I can guarantee is that we will have free to air come next season, or come the start of the season rather. And we definitely will have cable and OTT. So we have a production and host broadcast partner called Pivot. They're an aggregation of media personnel over the years. So a few other people from Sportsmax will be there. They're the ones who are going to be on the ground shooting the camera and integrating sponsors, etc. But it's a host broadcast relationship that is looking to take us into the future. So we are very clear. We want to properly craft that, and we're excited about what the future looks like.
Yeah. Talking about the future, ask you two more questions. Have you gained any new sponsors, partners for the 2025-2026 season?
No, not at the moment, but we're very close to closing a few international. Again, timing is important. We're in a delicate period in our political cycle. So, a lot of the partners who would have wanted to join, they're a little hesitant initially. But like I said, we will announce. We definitely have a few lined up over the next coming weeks. But as it is now, we're grateful for the ones that are on board. They see value in the product. They know what we're trying to do, and they keep supporting.
Yeah, and then my final question is, you touched on some specific topics in your remarks this evening. I just want to ask you, just give me a little summary on your the vision that you'd have outlined for your, was a 5-year plan that you outlined tonight. Tell me a little bit about that, because that sounded more like, how I see you operating in your CEO role. For you to come and be bold to present those plans tonight, I mean, I'm sure you'll definitely get the backing, but I want to hear a little bit more to share with my listeners as to what those plans are.
Yeah, well, we definitely know that we're at a crossroads, and generally in planning, you have 3-year horizons, 5-year horizons. So, at 2025, we're looking to 2030. We're in a World Cup campaign year. What we also know is that generally when football in Jamaica does well, there are benefactors, communities, brands, players, etc. So, in the context of the future, we want to make sure that clubs are incentivized for their performances, both on and off the field. And that's major, because what it will do is build the infrastructure that the club actually has. So, performance based allocations, making sure that the ones who are doing well are benefiting. That's something that we're very keen on. I call it a CPI, and it's a club performance index. That's one of the things that we're looking to implement. We're saying for fan engagement, we want it to be more immersive. When you look at global leagues, you're able to pretty much engage at every level with the teams and the players, so you feel an affinity towards the actual club and player, right? So with this new broadcast partner, we're going to be integrating digital footprints and touch points, so that one, fans can be more connected, but two, we can get it to the diaspora, because we know that those are the people who will spend, and they're the ones who actually consume the product. So that's important. And then we also want to reinvest back, so whatever the allocations are from partners, if there's a 3-year partnership, some kind of structure is in place, that not all the money just goes back into operations, and you reinvest that into youth and academies and club development. Because really, once the clubs are stronger, then you find that the league gets better. So those are some high level visionary kinds of things. It will require time, it will require collaboration, but that's the only way to go, really. So digital first, definitely, that's important. We want to make sure that the club ecosystem is stronger. I want to get fans more immersed in the game.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Owen. All the best for the 2025-2026 season. And I mean, it's football is back, people. JPL is back. Everybody looks forward to it. I mean, I'm going to try to my best. See, I'm making a commitment tonight. Boy, no, you guys have got to hold me to this, to be at more games, because I usually watch a lot of games to follow, but I'm trying to be a little bit more immersive in the football this season. I know it's a lot of football, it's gonna be fun, but thank you so much and all the best for the season. I know your work has just really went up like 1,000 notch, but we wish you and your team all the best for this season. All right. All right. Thank you for listening to Sports Talk on the Family Station. That was interview with the CEO of PFJL, Mr. Next. Right. I will catch you next week, right? Same time, same place, to talk more about sports. Kareem is back, as it will take you through the next set of half an hour rather, closing out the gospel train, and then I'll be back at 3:00 apparently. But yeah. See you next week. Bye.